this could turn out to actually
using the lightest since 1998. There's a lot of what's called carryover fuel that's still available to burn. And at the same time, the past winter were quite wet in many parts of the West, as well as the past 2 winters. And of course, that leads to substantial growth in grasses and other fuels.
Sure.
And let's hear from the Fire Center meteorologist, Jim Wallman, about what that all adds up to.
When it dries out, as it typically does over the summer, and it's done a little bit earlier this year due to the hot temperatures, it makes a really good recipe for active fires.
Well, Murphy, as somebody who's done this work of fighting fires in the past, what do you think about as we get into these hot months of summer?
Yeah, I mean, really my thoughts go just first and foremost, to the many thousands of young women and men who get kind of called out into the wildlands of this country to do this extremely dangerous work. It requires a lot of people, a lot of time away from family, and obviously a lot of near-term and long-term risks. So, I mean, obviously these fires can be very dangerous for homeowners in much of the West, but my thoughts certainly always first go to the people who are actually going to be responding to these often quite dangerous incidents.
Near-term and long-term risk. Murphy, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Murphy Woodhouse, Mountain West News Bureau reporter for Boise State Public Radio. It's Morning Edition from NPR News. I'm Steve Inskeep.
And I'm Layla Faldick.
And I'm Phil Latzman, old friend right over there. 11 minutes before 6 o'clock ahead. Where does President Biden stand with leading Democrats after a flurry of events aimed at reassuring them he's still got what it takes to run again? More on that starts the next hour of Morning Edition on KJZZ. At 5:49, though, let's get the latest international news, a trip to London and the BBC.
Good morning, I'm Rue Abbas at the BBC. Russia has launched a wave of airstrikes targeting cities across Ukraine, killing 20 people and injuring more than 50 others. President Zelensky said more than 40 missiles were used in the daytime raids. A children's hospital is among the places hit in the capital, Kyiv. Here's the BBC's Vitaly Shevchenko.
Truly apocalyptic scenes, pictures of people appearing to be ordinary residents of Kyiv sifting through the rubble at the hospital, trying to save whoever's trapped. Children milling around outside the hospital. The building itself badly damaged. That's just one of the targets in Kyiv. Other parts of the Ukrainian capital hit as well.
Elsewhere, Israeli forces are reported to be conducting their heaviest assault yet on central Gaza City. This comes as hopes for a ceasefire were revived, with the Israeli Prime Minister issuing a list of conditions. Sebastian Usher reports from Jerusalem.
The office of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has issued a statement saying that any such agreement must allow Israel to resume fighting until all of its objectives in its war with Hamas in Gaza have been achieved.
And French President Emmanuel Macron has rejected Prime Minister Gabriel Attal's resignation and asked him to stay on temporarily. France is in political limbo as politicians debate who should lead the country following Sunday's inconclusive elections. I'm Rue Abbas at the BBC in London.
And here in Phoenix, it is Morning Edition on KJZZ. The southern border has once again become a top political issue in Arizona and beyond. This morning at 9 on the show, the new head of a commission that aims to foster binational relationships and taking Native American art to one of the country's most prestigious museums. That and more on the show this morning at 9 on KJZZ and KJZZ.org. Excessive heat for the foreseeable future. 117 today in Phoenix with mostly sunshine and breezy conditions at times. We'll stay in the 115 plus range for the next few days. 93 now in Phoenix at 5:52.
The entertainment industry's new power player.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Progressive Insurance. The name your price for money.
How much more? A recent study released in 2024 says 72 Sold gets on average 7.8% more than other homes sold in the local MLS. That means 7.8% more money in your pocket. Why not try it? Just go to 72sold.com, put in your address, and answer a few simple questions. Get started today and get more money for your home at 72sold.com.
Okay, Dad, I'm ready to take my car in for its first oil change since I got my license.
Good girl. But are you sure you want me to go with you? You're just having them do it while you wait, right?
What? Are you scared to ride with me or something? I'm a great driver.
Well, you did just have those 2 little mishaps, you know.
Dad, I told you. That was because I couldn't see the other car through the crack in my windshield.
Red light, stop!
See? It's the stupid crack in my windshield. It's right in the way.
Well, fix it.
Call New Vision Auto Glass. They'll fix the windshield, and if you qualify, get up to $375 cash back.
Yeah, get up to $375 back. And a free steak dinner from Ruggiesio Grill, right?
Yeah, call them 480-210-9090.
Sorry.
Call New Vision now at 480-210-9090. 480-210-9090. Online at newvisionautoglass.com.
New Vision Auto Glass. See clearly, drive safely.
Tune in to Nuggets of Knowledge with Chris and John.
It's important to know what you're spending, right? Because if you don't know what you're spending, it's a little hard to get a handle on what you're going to save.
Speaking to the modern retiree.
You know, the bottom line is you wouldn't start a business without a business plan. Don't go through retirement without a retirement plan.
Tune in to Nuggets of Knowledge with Chris and John. Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on KTAR News.
How much has changed over the long weekend? Is there a new Democrat candidate for president? We'll talk about it first thing on the Mike Broomhead Show starting at 8 a.m.
Good morning, I'm Jamie West along with Jim Sharp, and a controversial vending machine is sparking outrage. It has ammunition inside of it. A grocery store in Alabama is now removing the kiosk as the Tuscaloosa City Council considers its legality. More from ABC's Allison Kosick.
American Rounds says it uses artificial intelligence and facial recognition technology to match buyers of the ammo with their ID cards. The company says the novel way of selling ammo for shotguns, pistols, and rifles will reduce theft and increase safety. Writing on its website, all transactions comply with federal and local regulations, maintaining the highest standards of responsible sales. It says 6 kiosks have now been installed in stores in Alabama and Oklahoma.
A manager at the Tuscaloosa store that removed the machine says it was not because of the city council meeting, but because of a lack of sales. The city has since verified that the vending machines are legal, and there was some concern. We talked about this at my house, and I heard some concerns from other family members about them needing so much ID, facial recognition, all of that stuff to buy ammo. Then all that stuff is in some database.
Yeah, so you're not going to get a lot of people.
You know, not a lot of privacy involved in buying that ammo. So that was one of the concerns.
It is 5:55 now on Arizona's Morning News. And it's time for another check of traffic, which we do 10 times every hour. We bring you traffic reports, and here's John Roller live from the Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center.
All right, thank you, Jim. Last report, we started to see some stop and go slowly southbound I-17 approaching Glendale, and that stayed with you all the way through Bethany Home Road and now